I almost missed it. Almost. It was weeks after the last kitten. The last one was given away. The mother was sitting by the window, not lethargic, not sick. She was searching, with her eyes, with her nose, again and again. I asked myself, what is she looking for? Who is she looking for? And then I realized, she is looking for her children. This question hasn't let me go since. How long does a mother cat remember her kittens? And the answer, it's more complicated, more honest, and sadder than you might expect. Let's go deep, not just into her behavior, but into her brain. What researchers have discovered about the memory of cats in recent years that changes everything. We start with something many don't know. Cats have two types of memory, just like humans. The first, procedural memory. How to hunt, how to climb, how to groom. That sits deep. It hardly fades. It is the memory of muscles and reflexes. The second, episodic memory. Memories of specific events and individuals. And here it gets interesting and harder. The episodic memory in cats is not well researched. Not yet. But what vets and ethologists observe daily points strongly to something. Namely, mother cats remember longer than we thought. Imagine 3 weeks after the separation. The mother gets the scent of one of her kittens on a towel. Her breathing changes. Her pupils dilate. She puts her nose on the towel. This is not curiosity. This is recognition. Smell is the strongest sensory memory in cats, stronger than sight. And smell can trigger memories, even months later. Here is the part that really touched me the first time. Mother cats invest biologically more in their young than almost any other mammal. The milk, the warmth, the hours of grooming, that's not an automaton. These are chemical bonds, oxytocin, prolactin, the same hormones that human mothers know. And bonding leaves traces in the brain, in the olfactory memory, in the nervous system. The question is no longer, does she remember? The question is, how long and how painfully? A few weeks after the separation, mother cats show measurable stress hormones in their blood. Cortisol rises, resting behavior changes, eating behavior changes. This is not a mood. These are physiological grief reactions. And that has baffled veterinary medicine and behavioral research. But there is something almost everyone completely overlooks. The duration of these reactions is not uniform. It depends on something we can control. Namely, the time of separation. Cats that lose their kittens before the 8th week show stronger searching reactions. Cats that stay with their kittens until the 12th week detach more easily. This is no coincidence. This corresponds exactly to the time window in which the attachment memory solidifies or loosens. 8 weeks is not just a human convention. 8 weeks is neurobiological reality. The kitten's brain needs exactly this time to fully adjust to an independent life. And the mother's brain needs this time to biologically resolve the bond. Separations before that are harder for both. Observations in animal shelters worldwide show this. I have to pause for a moment, because this is really important. If you ever gave kittens away before the 8th week, then it's not your fault. You didn't know. But now you know, and that makes a difference. What happens after 2-3 months? The acute stress reactions usually subside. The body stabilizes. But the memory remains, in a different form. There are reports of mother cats who react to the scent of their kittens months later, with a very specific behavior. They no longer actively search, but they linger. They breathe deeper. They become quiet. That sounds human, and maybe that's what evolution sometimes does. It builds mechanisms that feel similar because they function similarly. Now let's turn the whole thing around completely. What does this mean for us? For the decisions we make every day? If you know that a mother cat remembers, how does that change your behavior? Maybe you leave the kittens a week longer before giving them away. Maybe you take the time to separate them slowly, instead of all at once. Maybe you look at the mother before you get the last kitten. And maybe you tell yourself, what she is experiencing right now is real. This is not sentimentality. This is empathy on a scientific foundation. There is a comparison I haven't made yet, one that hurts. The memory of a mother cat after being separated from her kittens, and the memory of a human after a breakup, after a farewell. Both fade, both remain, both leave something behind. The human brain and the cat brain have different structures. But the limbic system, the emotional core, is surprisingly similar in mammals. And the limbic system doesn't like to forget. That is the saddest truth. Memory is not a privilege of humans. It is a biological tool, and it hurts in every being that carries it. You might be looking at your cat now, or thinking about her. I sometimes wonder, what would she tell you if she could? Not with words. Cats don't speak in words. But in smells, in gestures, in the moment when she falls asleep next to you. What would she say about what she has experienced and forgotten, and perhaps not forgotten after all? Write it to us, really, because that deserves more than silence. Back to the question from the beginning. How long does a mother cat remember her children? The honest answer, weeks in acute form, months in silent form, and sometimes years in the fleeting moment when a scent hits her and she lingers for a second. This is not a scientifically proven number. This is honest observation. And honest observation is often closer to the truth than secured data. Because truth, real truth about living beings, can rarely be squeezed into numbers. It lives in the moment at the window, in sniffing the empty basket, in the long look at the place where the young slept. That is memory, quiet and real. And tonight, when your cat lies next to you, then there lies a being that carries more than you see, knows more than it shows, feels more than you measure. This is not a romantic picture. This is the most honest description I can give you. And this knowledge changes something, quietly, deeply. How you look at her, how you respect her silence, how you sit next to her, without wanting anything, and just be there. That's enough. That's all she needs. No more words, no more explanations. Just you, next to her, in this silence that carries both. What if we didn't look at the memory of animals as a curiosity, but as what it is, proof that bonding is a universal force? It crosses species boundaries. It crosses time. It crosses language. A mother cat standing at the window and searching, that is nothing less than a human looking at a photo. Both are memory. Both are love in a form that reaches for absence. That doesn't make her a little human. It makes her a complete being. And that changes how we talk to her, how we decide for her, how we sit opposite her and really listen. She doesn't speak, but she communicates, every second. And if you learn to read this language, without translating it into your language, then a relationship begins that is deeper than words. That is the saddest and most beautiful truth at the same time. And it belongs to you, forever.